It's never too late to start yoga. You need to ease in, no matter your age, young or old. But this sequence today is to help you ease into it, no matter your age. I'm Carmen Cooper. You can find me at carmencooper.com. Hit like and subscribe, and let's get started. I like to start off in the corpse pose, Savasana. Just lying flat on your back, palms up next to you. Your feet are 12 to 18 inches apart. I'm going to come up so I can talk to you, but y'all stay down. I like to scan around my body and see where I'm carrying any tension, any discomfort, to help me decide what yoga is right for me today. It also helps you relax into your body. If you can focus your attention on your breath, that helps you get your attention out of your head and into your body. Maybe your exhalation and inhalation are the same length. Or sometimes I like to make my exhalation just a little longer than my inhalation. This increases the amount of oxygen in your tissues and decreases the amount of carbon dioxide, and is excellent preparation for the yoga asanas. Do a total body scan from head to toe and see how you're feeling. When we get finished, we're going to come back to corpse pose or Savasana and see if we feel any different after doing these simple, easy little yoga poses. The first one is half Apanasana. You're here in corpse, so bring your right knee in. Use your hands to pull it towards your chest. If you can't reach your leg, you can use a yoga strap, an old belt from a bathrobe, whatever you have around the house to just lasso it and pull it in. With the right leg pulled in towards our chest, we're getting a pretty good massage on the right side of our abdomens, which is a good massage for your internal organs. Release your hands, extend your leg, bring in the other leg for the same thing. Some people call this wind relieving pose, and it may make you relieve your wind, but as I always assure the people in my class, it is okay if you break wind in yoga class. It happens. You mash your abdomen. If there's gas in there, it's going to come out. So now we're getting a good massage on the left side of our abdomens. Now let's bring the right leg in too for full Apanasana. You can hold one leg with each hand if that feels better, or you can interlace your fingers and hug both legs. Now we're getting a full, deep abdominal massage on both sides of our abdomens. Full wind relieving pose or Apanasana. While we're in Apanasana, we're going to segue into rock and roll. We're going to just pull our knees in a little bit and then ease them out so that we're gently rocking on our low backs. Now we're going to push the knees from side to side. And now we're going to do circles. Just take your hands and push your knees in circles. This is a great massage for your sacrum. Now circles the other way. Now let's drop our knees. Our feet are flat on the floor. Our knees are still bent. For windshield wipers, just gently drop the knees a little bit to one side, a little bit to the other side, and just keep going. This is another nice massage for the low back. Once you learn some basic yoga, you can be your own chiropractor and spend that money on something nice for yourself. Just keep going as long as these feel good. Now we're going to turn over onto our hands and knees for a table. Let's extend our legs. Come up. Roll over onto one side or the other. Take your opposite hand. Push yourself up. And then just turn over. Table. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. This is a transition pose. There's a whole lot of different places you can go from table. But today we're going to go to down puppy. We're going to keep our hips over our knees and we're going to come down and drop our foreheads onto the floor. You can stay up on your elbows or you can extend your arms as you wish. Easy little restorative pose. To come out, let's go back to table. From here, we're going to go to down dog. From table, turn your toes under, push with your hands, and straighten your legs. You may be way up high like this, and that's okay. If you want to stretch out your hamstrings, bend one knee while you straighten the other, alternating sides. And only if you want to, you can raise one leg for a three-legged dog. If you do it on one side, do it on the other. To come out of downward facing dog safely at any time, just drop to your knees. You're safely back in table. Now, for one of the most relaxing, restorative poses in all of yoga. It's called legs up the wall. In my case, it's going to be legs up the column. I'm going to sit next to the column and then just turn and put my legs up. If you want to get closer than I am, if you want to have your hips right next to the column, that's fine. Or some people are more comfortable in their low back if they have a little distance between their hips and the wall. Try it out and decide what works for you. Lots of times I do this one in bed, so technically it's legs up the headboard. All of these are good for going to bed at night. If you want to ease into relaxation and sleep, these will help you. In Sanskrit, this is called Viparita Karani. But Sanskrit's like Latin. Nobody speaks it anymore. And I don't know much about it. I've been practicing yoga for a long time. But Sanskrit is still Sanskrit to me. When you're in legs up the wall, sometimes your feet will start tingling, going to sleep, or getting excessively cold. That's your body telling you, thank you very much, I've had enough of that. You can also bend your knees, put the soles of your feet together, splay your legs apart. You don't have to do a petrified legs up the wall. This is your yoga, and I want you to make it your own and find the ones that work for you. Yoga is so vast, you can't possibly do it all anyway, no matter how hard you try. But most people can find 75 to 100 yoga poses that work very well for them. And I'd like to help you find those poses, the ones that work for you. All right, to come down, just bend your knees. Roll over to one side or the other and push yourself up. We're going to go right back to Savasana or corpse pose so you can check it out and see if you feel any different than you did before we started. Even if I only do 5 minutes of yoga, I always feel better afterwards. So, back down we go. Feel free to get creative with your Savasana. If you want a pillow under your head, use a pillow. If you want a blanket, use a blanket. You may want a bolster behind your knees, a bolster under your low back. You may want to put your legs up on a chair. Don't be afraid to play with your yoga and make it your own. So here we are back in Savasana. And I'm noticing right away, my entire body feels more relaxed than it did before we started. I'm feeling less tension in my muscles and less stiffness in my joints. Again, focus your attention on your breath. Be proud of yourself because you did this yoga today. Yoga is something you do for yourself because you are worth it. And as we get older, practicing yoga regularly helps diminish the debilitating effects of age. Y'all can stay in Savasana. I'm going to come back up so I can talk to you for another minute. As we get older, we need to take extra good care of ourselves. Because by the fact that we're still breathing, there is something else we need to do on this earth. And if I'm going to stay and grow into a very, very old person, I want to be a spry old person. I want to be a happy old person. I want to be a busy old person. I hope I'll still be teaching yoga all the way to the rest of my days. But I've been told by disinterested third parties that I'm aging well, and I think yoga has an awful lot to do with that. So, if you try it, I think it will make your life better. Again, I'm Carmen Cooper. You can find me at carmencooperyoga.com. Got some online courses coming out here soon. I'm working on a meditation sampler and a beginner yoga course. And there may even be a sacred relationship course coming out in the 3rd position. I appreciate you tuning in. Scoop it all up. Keep it with you. Namaste.